We're going to have a lot of fun this morning over the next couple of hours. Jeff Escow will join me after the first break to talk whatever is on our minds. As I've warned everybody, we have no script, which for the past couple of days has actually paid off. I went to do the UIC women's game last night at the Pavilion, and everything was good in terms of travel getting there. And it was a light snow on the way back home. And I thought, I'm going to get home. I'm going to do some prep for the show this morning. And then I'm going to go to bed, right? Wrong. Took a while to get home, a little bit longer than I thought. And I got in the house and I was so tired. And I said, the heck with this. I'm going to bed. So I wound up knocking out early last night. My producer, Josh Lopez, who will come on in just a moment. If you find us on Spreaker.com, we hope that you do. You can join us in the chat as well. But like I said, my producer, Josh Lopez, who has been absolutely terrific since he's come on board with us, actually has given me one hell of an idea. There's a lot of places that I talk about here in the Chicagoland area, good places to eat and enjoy some sports and everything. I mentioned a couple. I mentioned Bar Louie in downtown Chicago, and most of these places are downtown. And I mentioned Snickers, where I watched the Super Bowl, or at least 3/4 of the Super Bowl. And another place that I love going to is Mother Hubbard's downtown. So I think what I'm going to start doing, and I can thank Josh for this, is to find a place, host the crew that are here in the Chicagoland area, and I think we're going to tape a segment from there and then run it during the show. Now, we have to get all the schematics together. We have to get all the logistics together. I know that. This is something that is in the works. And as I said, you can thank Josh for this idea. Like I said, my brilliant producer, Josh Lopez, thank him for this idea because he sent a text to me. Actually, he sent a message to me on Facebook last night, and he said, you and I need to visit either Bar Louie or Snickers sometime. And that's when the wheels got rolling, So what we're going to start doing, we're going to do it in the spring for baseball. And, of course, he loves wrestling. Josh loves wrestling, so we're going to check out a couple of wrestling events as well. We're going to hit a couple of places in downtown Chicago, and up to the fans right now here in the Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana area. If you know of a good place where we can grab a good bite and we can talk about it on the air and give the place a little plug, let us know. Drop an email to info@thearenasportsnetwork.com. And it's about that time, and it's about that time that Rusty Silber joins me for Rusty's Morning Wrap. And here he is on the Gigahertz Hotline. Good morning, Rusty.
Good morning, Brian. By the way, I heard a rumor that you lost your script because it was covered by snow.
Yeah, that I'll confirm that.
Maybe you're telling the snow when you left the pavilion last night. I'm not sure.
A lot of things were left in this wicked travel, and I'm saying wicked to be nice about it.
Well, you just got to take it slow, take it easy, and it's Chicago. It snows around here. And
I know.
Just got to get used to it.
This is true. This is absolutely true. What you got on the wrap for us this morning, my friend?
Well, Brian, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday, Rusty's Morning Wrap-Up, presented by TCF Bank, the official bank of the Arena Sports Network. Bulls bounced back from a horrible loss in Sacramento the other night and knocked down the Suns 101-92. Last night, should we say late last night, in Phoenix, Carlos Boozer led the Bulls with 19 points, 12 rebounds. Jimmy Butler and DJ Augustine added 18 points apiece. Also, Joakim Noah, who was fined $15,000 for his comments to the refs the other night, took care of business with that and went out and played a decent game up against the Suns. Bulls will next take on the Warriors at Golden State. That'll be late tomorrow night. College basketball, Ohio State beat 17th ranked Iowa 77-69 as the upsets continue in the Big Ten. NIU over Miami of Ohio scored 53-41. SIU topped Drake 74-58. And Illinois, add this up, another loss to Wisconsin 75 is 63. I think I've lost count, but I think it's 8 in a row now.
Yeah.
For the Illini.
Yeah.
Games this evening, Nebraska at 10th-ranked Michigan. UIC visits Green Bay, and Illinois State will entertain Northern Iowa. Blackhawks found a scoring punch the other night with a 5-3 victory over the Kings in L.A. Ryan Bickle found a spark in his game that's been missing. The Hawks will hook up with the high-flying Ducks late this evening in Anaheim. Hey, one day away from the Winter Olympics in Sochi, Russia. Opening ceremonies will take place tomorrow. Remember that we're 10 hours behind, and most of the action will take place at night and in the overnight hours. I wonder if we'll get any sleep watching that. High school basketball. Malik Garbrough, remember this name? He scored 32 points en route to breaking the Lake County career scoring record. He's at 2,410 points.
Wow.
As Zion Benton, one of the better teams in the Chicagoland area, top money line 70-64. Also, it's National Signing Day for high school kids. Will be making their way for college sports here today. You'll be hearing about this throughout the day and evening. And lastly, Brian, Tiger Woods playing gold in New Delhi, India, as part of a skins game and a charity event on Tuesday. Woods made 10 birdies at the Delhi Golf Club.
Wow.
But failed to win the skins game. Can you believe that? However, Woods appeared in the event, was given $2 million for his appearance, and it's just a way to promote the game of golf anywhere in the world these days.
That's great.
Rusty Silver for the Arena Sports Network. Don't forget to visit TCF Bank for more information.
I don't think I'll be able to watch the Olympics with the time difference and everything, and plus with everything that I have to do here. But we will keep up as best we can, especially with all the wild stuff we've heard news-wise coming out of there. Rusty, good job as always, my friend. Thank you very much. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, have a good day.
That's Rusty Silver for Rusty's Morning Wrap. And thank you, Rusty, for joining us. And also, I'm going to thank somebody else that's going to join me on the opposite side of the break. His name is Jeff Eskow. Who the heck is Jeff Eskow, you ask? Think Sports World Radio. I promoted him before on the program, but he's going to join me, and we'll talk all things Olympics. And I warned y'all, no script. So whatever else comes to mind, we'll talk about. Jeff Eskow is next.
It began as a promise. Son, we're going on a road trip. That promise has lasted over 30 years. Our dream is to visit every national park in America. It's been thousands of miles, countless bumps along the way, but we'll just keep moving on, pursuing this amazing dream.
Visit DrassichAgency.com or call 219-945-3040 and ask Joel Drassich how you can get all of your insurance under one roof. How do you turn a batter into a hitter? With Slugmaster Hitting Stations. Slugmaster Hitting Stations are the most effective and durable baseball and softball batting practice devices available. Versatile, compact, and easy to use, they are excellent tools for ball player at any skill level. Attached to any pole or post for an instant hitting station. Use it at the ballpark, at home, or anywhere you want to get some hits in. Work the strike zone, top to bottom, in and out. The most complete workout year-round, indoors or outdoors, teams or individuals. Slugmaster equipment is constructed from high-grade steel. The rugged design means years and years of use. Slugmaster equipment is used by youth, high school, college, and professional ball players. For more information or to place your order, call 708-705-7354 or visit slugmaster.com. Slugmaster baseball and softball hitting aids, turning batters into hitters.
Hey, you guys, could I ask you a couple questions?
Okay.
Saving money, what's it like for you?
Well, I'm an artist, so it happens sporadically.
But it does happen?
It does happen, and when it happens, it feels really, really good.
With easier savings at TCF Bank, what would you save for?
Oh, clothes and shoes.
Housing repairs.
To buy a new car. I'm saving for grad school.
And then I'm hoping to just save up, just to have savings, period.
What would make it easier to save money?
Having like a sugar mama.
Which isn't a bad plan, but if you needed a little banking plan or something, what would make it easier?
Something with
An automatic transfer?
an automatic transfer, probably.
So you wouldn't even notice the money.
Automatically transferred.
Automagical.
Automagical. Oh my gosh.
How much could you save if saving were actually easy? Open an account at the home of free checking today and find out. For locations and more information, call 1-855-OPEN-TCF or go to tcfbank.com. TCF Bank. Surprisingly simple. Member FDIC.
Let's do this. Now, y'all know that's my first song after each break. Snowman in the Morning, back at you. It is 12 beyond the first hour, and we thank you for joining us. We're presented by Slugmaster, baseball and softball hitting and training aids. Slugmaster, turning batters into hitters. And speaking of hitters, pitchers and catchers report in, I believe, just a little over 9 days. 9 days until pitchers and catchers report, and then we can talk a little bit of baseball. But right now, I'm going to talk to someone that has become very dear to me. He's out in San Diego, but he's originally from New York, if you can't tell by his accent. And I've yet to pick on him about it, but I'm probably going to when I appear on his show. You can catch Sports World Radio 4 times a week, and he joins me right now via Skype. And his name is Jeff Escow. Good morning.
Good morning. How you guys doing today?
Oh, man, we're doing great, man. It's great to finally have you on, my brother.
Yeah, it's kind of early here. It's like 5:15 in the morning, my friend. But I'm a trooper. I'm here. I'm ready to rock and roll.
There you go, man. We had the chance to talk off the air, and the Olympics are on the way. Opening ceremony is Friday. But with some of the wild reports that are coming out, I would be afraid to go over to Sochi, Russia, which is where the Olympics are. Light bulbs are missing. Shower curtains are missing. The Olympic facilities are not even done. And yet, they're 48 hours away from the opening ceremonies. And it's now come out, some of the reports are out now, that the Olympic athletes are telling their families to stay put and not to come over so they can concentrate, get the job done, and then come home. It's a wild situation in the Olympics, my man.
Yeah, I you know what? I was listening to something earlier, and a reporter just got there, and really quick, at the end of the conversation, he says, "Boy, I hope I can take a shower." and that's where the media is. That's the media hotel, okay? They have no water in the hotels. Media was showing up at hotels, and construction stuff was in the hotel. They took the guy to another room, and there was 3 construction workers sleeping in the room.
Yeah, sleeping in the room.
I would not want my family there if I was an athlete. Let me concentrate on what I got to concentrate on. I don't want to have to worry about you with all the threats going on and me having to get you water every day. I hope they don't run out of bottled water.
I hope they don't run out of bottled water either. And so, the security, supposedly called the Wall of Steel, may have some issues as well, because now rumors and reports are flying around that there may be some terrorists in there as well. There's just a lot to worry about. What gets to me is the fact that Sochi was awarded the Olympics a few years ago, and all this time they were not even, it seems like, getting prepared for the onslaught of people that are going to come over there and the families to watch their athletes, and it's still a bad zone. You would think they'd had enough time to put it together.
Well, they still have 3 of the 9 hotels that aren't ready yet. They're still building roads. They have had events go already, and the beginning or the opening ceremonies don't start till tomorrow night. What's up with that?
I don't know.
So I have no idea what Sochi is doing. You know, the president of Russia is praying that nothing happens. They got 70,000 police at Sochi. That's nuts.
70,000 police.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's the most ridiculous number of police I have ever heard in my life. Jeff Escal, Sports World Radio, joining Snowman here. 16 Beyond the Hour, talking all things Olympics and the crazy things going on within. Again, I state, Jeff, you would think with all the time that they've had to put this together that they, would have gotten everything done. And also you would think, as I listened to another report this morning, that someone would have, poked in on the situation and gave a check and see if everything is okay. Someone gave a false thumbs up from everything that's coming out right now.
You would figure they had 7 years to get it ready and $50 million to do it. They would get it ready, wouldn't they?
Yeah, you would.
You can't tell me it rained for 7 years.
No, you can't tell me that either. And again, it just goes back to bad planning. 7 years to get this together, $50 million, and 3 of the hotels are still not finished. You got construction all over the place, and also what I heard, potholes are being stolen as well. A lot of stuff that are valuable. I'm also hearing on the black market, and nothing has gone right. You got events going on already, like you said. Opening ceremonies are Friday. Nothing has gone right over there. This is not looking good at all. And
they got dogs walking around on the street. What's up with that?
Yeah. Yeah,
that's crazy.
It is crazy. See, this is why, I will admit I'm not much of an Olympic watcher, but the last couple of times I've watched the hockey event in the Olympics, I'm more Summer Olympics than Winter.
Me too.
Quite honest, I'm more Summer Olympics than Winter Olympics, and it's kind of odd that the last sets of Winter Olympics, some things have happened, and not good things either. Now you come to this. It just makes you wonder how much further they can go, or how much the next host is taking notes and building for what they need to build in 4 years. This is not a good look for Russia.
No, and they should have gave it to Austria. I mean, it would have been so much better.
I agree. I agree. It would have been a much better fit for them to give it to Austria instead of Sochi. It just makes me think no one really inspected that place, and no one really did some peeking around to see how everything would fit. I think they just awarded this blindly. That's my thought. I think they just awarded this blindly, and now you got all this coming out.
Well, I'm kind of hoping that everything, all the events and everything is all set up and ready to go, and they shouldn't have a problem. I'm still hearing that they're still having problems with the slopes.
Yeah.
With the slaloms. It's just not right. They finally got the hockey rink correct. And the hockey players aren't even there yet, correct?
No, they're not.
They haven't even finished the NHL, right?
No, they haven't finished the NHL season, so the hockey players are going to be a few days from going over there for the Olympic break. And I don't know
Bring back
how
the amateurs.
Yeah.
Bring back the amateurs. Please. I like it better. Bring back the amateurs.
Please do.
Because now hockey's got to take a break for 3 weeks before anybody could play. So now you got all the hockey players that are not playing in the Olympics sitting around getting fat and happy.
Yeah. And here's the thing with the hockey players, not to mention the 3-week break, you have to wonder, and my producer Josh put this on the slate this morning, so we can bring this up right now. You have to wonder if it'll have an adverse effect on the players when the NHL season resumes.
I believe it does, and you know what, Josh, if we can, check the stats the last time we had the Winter Olympics, if we can somehow, and see if it had an adverse effect on it last time.
Well, Josh is my super producer, and I know he's checking in. He's already checked in, and he's going to hop on that right now. Snowman in the Morning, presented by Fusion Ions Bands. Fusion Ions, live your best. Jeff Escal of Sports World Radio joins me. No script this morning, as I warned everybody. So yesterday, let's bring up a point we talked about yesterday with college basketball.
Oh, beautiful! Thank you. I need to fix something really quick before we get there. Yesterday, I said that State was on a 19-0 run, 19-game winning streak,
and
San Diego State Aztecs are actually on an 18-game winning streak. They can make it 19 tonight, and they're going for their 20th win again tonight.
And who are they playing tonight?
They're playing Boise State.
Oh, that should
tonight.
be 19. Oh, that should be 19 wins in a row, and should be 20 wins overall there.
And not only that, on Saturday night's game, Steve Fisher got his 300th win with the Aztecs.
That's great. That's great.
With the Aztecs. He's 300 and 172 with the Aztecs, and his coaching career, he's 484 and 254.
And that is wonderful. Anyone who remembers Steve Fisher, and I mentioned this yesterday, he took Michigan to the national championship in 1989, got them back in the tournament in 1990, where they lost a run-and-gun game to Loyola Marymount, and then in 93 in the Superdome was about a minute away from a national championship in that infamous timeout by Chris Webber when they lost to North Carolina. So Steve Fisher is no slouch as a coach. But let's bring this up, and we talked about it yesterday. Let's expand on it again, Jeff. Why is it such an unfair skew with San Diego State being the 5th-ranked team in the country? And if you look at it from the general aspect, hardly no one knows about it. I don't think that's fair that San Diego State is getting that slighted, being that high ranked.
2 reasons. 1, because they're on the West Coast, and 2, the division that they're in and who they play. It's as simple as that. That's my belief.
Yeah, but why won't they get as much? Not just why won't they get as much pub and as much of a look as others? You mentioned the two very good reasons. They're on the West Coast, so a lot of games people won't be able to see. But at the same time, there's still a way to get them some more notice. They're the 5th-ranked team in the country.
I'm trying. I'm trying. I can only do so much, you know.
I know.
I mean, but
I know
it's unbelievable. Come on, they don't play ranked. The only ranked team that they really played was Kansas.
Right? And
yeah, they're
beat
playing San Jose State, Utah State, Colorado State, Boise State, Nevada, Wyoming. They play Air Force,
right?
You know, they used to be in the same division with BYU.
Right,
that was beautiful. You know, but now they don't play big squads, so it's easy for them to win.
This is true.
And with Fisher being there, they're going for their 10th over. They're going for their 20th win tonight. It'll be their 10th overall under Steve Fisher.
I'll expect a full report after that game from you tomorrow, my friend.
Yeah, and that'll be. Let me see. That's compared. The Aztecs had 9 20-win seasons in 78 years before Fisher arrived.
Now, that should tell you the impact that Steve Fisher has. Well, my super producer, Josh, is on the ball. In the 2010 Olympics, there were 4 Blackhawks, including Marian Hossa, who was injured during that time. And he also adds that at the same time, the Hawks won the Cup that year. So it's kind of a double-sided argument that it can have an adverse effect, but then again, it cannot, you know. But we'll talk more about that later on in the weekend throughout the course of the Olympic Games. Jeff Escow, Sports World Radio, joining me from San Diego. I got a question
out here.
I got a question, man.
Hey, is it cold out there? Is it snowing?
Yeah, about 1.5 feet worth, man.
Okay, I'm gonna say what I say every time my co-host Sean says it's cold and it's snowing where he lives. I say that's what you get for living where you live.
You got a point there. You got a point there. I mean, there are days, and I can say this honestly, there are days I actually miss living in North Carolina, and I lived there for 2 years. Again, Jeff Escow joining me from Sports World Radio. All right, you got to answer a question for me. You living out there in San Diego. Do you call it Qualcomm Stadium, or you still say Jack Murphy Stadium? Come on, be honest with me.
I call it Qualcomm Stadium.
Oh, it's called Qualcomm.
Yeah, I mean, I for years I called it Jack Murphy Stadium, even though it wasn't called Jack Murphy Stadium. Yeah. It was called Qualcomm when they changed. But when they changed the signs, and you're driving down the road and you're looking for Jack Murphy Stadium, and all of a sudden you see Qualcomm.
Yeah, that kind of forces you to change it.
Kind of forces you to change. It's Qualcomm Stadium at Jack Murphy Field, which is great.
Okay, so they still honor Jack Murphy. That's good.
Yeah, they still honor it's Jack Murphy Field. You bet.
That's
good.
They
made sure that when they changed the name of the stadium, Qualcomm actually demanded that it be called, Jack Murphy Field.
That's good. That's good. The honor is still going on, and that is great to hear. All right. Now that we're talking sports out your way, out in San Diego, I know you've been to Petco Park. I have yet
beautiful.
I've yet to get there, and I plan to get there. Tell us what Petco Park is like.
It's beautiful. I was at the first Padres game ever at Petco Park.
Wow.
Yeah, I made sure I had tickets for that game. I was at the college game that they had there the day before. I was at the they also played a spring training game there, the Padres. I was at that game, and then I was at the very first game that they had for Major League Baseball at Petco Park. When they opened up that stadium, you were able to get into that stadium for $5.
Wow.
Which they called, you go to the Petco Park park area, Park in the Park.
Right.
Where they had the little miniature baseball field. And they still have it there. You pay $5 and you can get into the field, and that's where your seats were. But you can walk around the whole entire park and go pretty much anywhere you want.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
For $5. Beautiful. Now I think they're $10.
That's Petco Park is now on my bucket list of stadiums to visit.
Anywhere you sit is a great seat.
Yeah.
I've sat in many different areas of that stadium. We used to have season tickets in left field, right at the wall in left field. Great seats.
That's great, man. That's great.
Beautiful. They got now that Jerry Coleman is no more with us, may he rest in peace.
Yeah.
They have a beautiful statue of Jerry Coleman in the front there. In fact, when they were building the stadium, here's a really quick story before we go to break. I know you got to go to break.
Yeah.
When they were building the stadium, they were selling memorial bricks that you can actually have put in the stadium, dedicated to anybody you want. My mom passed away in 2000. We bought a brick, and we have all our names on it, dedicated to my mom with all our names and the grandkids' name on the brick at Petco Park, in Petco Park forever until they destroy it.
That's wonderful. That is wonderful. Jeff Escal, Sports World Radio, joining me here for this segment. And, Jeff, tell everybody where they can hear you and Sean.
Every Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. on the East, 4 p.m. on the West, right here on Spreaker.com or on SportsWorldRadio.com.
That is Jeff Escal joining me. Thank you very much, my brother. A pleasure talking to you. You will be back on. I can guarantee you that. Thanks again.
Thank you. I had a lot of fun, and I can't wait to come back. Well, we'll do it again.
All right. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Yep.
Jeff Escal joining me from Sports World Radio. He will be back on again. I promise you that. Josh is at it again. I do want to check out San Diego, though, he says. You know what, Josh? I think we're both going to check out San Diego. There's a few stadiums that I would love to visit, and I know my super producer, Josh, is going to help me. Let's pause for a break. When we come back, the women of UIC played last night against Oakland, and I think they had a pretty good game. You'll hear thoughts from both Terry Bender and assistant coach Eric Simpson. Tell you more about that. Introduce
Anne-Marie specializes in premier 5-star vendor and craft shows. She also offers event planning for special events of any kind. Anne-Marie's goal is to provide both her vendors and shoppers with an exceptional experience, believing that promotion is the key to any successful event. Anne-Marie has developed personal relationships with her vendors and is constantly being sought by vendors who would like to participate in her popular events, often with wait lists for vendors. Working with Anne-Marie is an enjoyable, stress-free experience. Anne-Marie is a perfectionist and very creative. She is 100% committed to each event from beginning to end and believes that promotion is the key to any successful event. No stone will go unturned as it relates to promotion. For the ultimate in event planning, contact Anne-Marie today at 219-741-0435 or visit anne-marieprince.com. Premier events in Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana are brought to you by Anne-Marie.
How do you turn a batter into a hitter? With Slugmaster Hitting Stations. Slugmaster Hitting Stations are the most effective and durable baseball and softball batting practice devices available. Versatile, compact, and easy to use, they are excellent tools for ball player at any skill level. Attached to any pole or post for an instant hitting station. Use it at the ballpark, at home, or anywhere you want to get some hits in. Work the strike zone, top to bottom, in and out. The most complete workout year-round, indoors or outdoors, teams or individuals. Slugmaster equipment is constructed from high-grade steel. The rugged design means years and years of use. Slugmaster equipment is used by youth, high school, college, and professional ball players. For more information or to place your order, call 708-705-7354 or visit slugmaster.com. Slugmaster Baseball and Softball Hitting Aids, turning batters into hitters. don't know where I found this one. But it's a favorite. Man in the Morning back 32 beyond the first hour, 28 before the second hour. We're presented by Fusion Ions Vans. Fusion Ions, live your best. I know I said I'd wrap up the UIC women's game. They beat Oakland last night 70-62. They held a big lead in that game. They're back at it on Saturday against Green Bay, and there's a revenge factor on that game Saturday against Green Bay. That broadcast will come your way Saturday. That is a 3 p.m. start. We'll be up at 2:30. Y'all want to help me try an experiment? You want to help me try an experiment? Okay. You probably heard some sounds in the background while we were at a break. I'm trying to find somebody. Stand by. And I hope this works. We've been trying to connect for a long time. All right. Josh, can you hear me? Apparently not.
Hello?
Josh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
There you go.
It works.
You know what I did? I downloaded the app for Windows. I didn't do it for my computer. I didn't do it for the desktop this time.
Oh, man. Something so simple takes forever to get done.
I know. This is Josh Lopez I have on with me, my super producer. Finally, we connect again. How about that?
I know, right?
All right.
That was a good conversation, though, the last segment. Thanks, Jeff, for coming on.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff, for coming on. Thanks to Jeff Pescal of Sports World Radio. You can hear Monday through Friday, 7 Eastern time. We'll pick up the feed here on the Arena Sports Network and give them a few more listeners as well. Oh, man. Josh, it's so great to have you back on, my friend. We've been trying to do this for a month. Okay,
2 months.
We've been trying to connect for a while. I had him on once, but when my computer took a dive, and dude, what are you doing?
Nothing.
I just heard something slide. Something was.
I don't know. You must be hearing something. Some zombies are going through your head around the city normally.
Some days zombies do go through my head. Josh Lopez.
Only for the Exelon files, though.
Oh my God! We'll get to that in a moment. Last night, UIC played Oakland. They won 70-62, and I had a chance to talk to Eric Simpson after the game.
Yeah, sloppy end to the game, and certainly we need to improve on finishing there. But great to get the win against a good Oakland team, and I thought our kids really picked it up in the second half and got the ball inside and got a few stops to get us in the right direction.
The biggest run came at the tail end of the first half when you took a 5-point lead and then you took a 5-point deficit and turned it into a 7-point lead. Campbell got going. Rachel Story hit a couple of outside shots. You guys didn't hit a 3-point field goal in the first half. You got everything on the inside, and you were able to take advantage of the size advantage that you had inside.
Yeah, we had some success inside in the first game, and so obviously that was part of the game plan. And I see there 50 of our 70 points were in the paint. So, good work by everyone. But posts catching it down there and finishing, and guards getting it in there in positions where they could score.
Got this one tonight. Got Green Bay Saturday. You faced them up in Green Bay, and Ravana said just a moment ago that you kind of know what to expect, but I will ask right now, what are you expecting with Green Bay coming here on Saturday with a chance for y'all to split the season series?
Yeah, well, I think the things with Green Bay always start first and foremost with great defense that they play there, and so it's going to be switching man-to-man and hard on the help line, and we're really going to have to have good player movement and good ball movement in order to get the ball inside. They did a good job, I think, limiting our touches and doing a pretty good job defending in the post. I think we've also got to hit some outside shots, and then on our end of the floor, they do a great job spreading the floor with perimeter players for the most part, and we're going to have to really defend. The nice thing is I think the scouts from Wright State and Oakland will help us a little bit in that Green Bay game just in terms of style of play.
Eric Simpson joining me after the game. Women win 70-62, 17-5 on the year, and no one told me, or no one convinced me, I should say, that women's basketball is not fun to watch. This was fun to watch. It's going to be even more fun with Green Bay on Saturday afternoon. Speaking of fun on Saturday, Josh and I will ride shotgun with each other for the Exelon Files 2, a.k.a. the Noble Network Boys Tournament. That starts Friday night at 5 with the JV Championship. And Mr. Lopez, we heard some things during the girls' tournament that were so hilarious.
Well, from the boys' side, too, if you think about it.
Well,
for the other team.
Some of the parents during the girls tournament. This is a delayed version of the Exelon Files, by the way. Some of the parents from the girls tournament, they just had us absolutely cracking up to a point where, yeah, I actually made a mistake and laughed on the microphone with some of the things that were heard behind me.
Well, especially some of the stuff I told you too.
That's coming this Friday. The Boys JV Championship starts our coverage of the Noble Network Boys Tournament for 2014. We'll take you all the way through the championship on Valentine's Day. That's a week from Friday where we crown the champion at Exelon Gym. All right, Josh, now that I got you back, now that I know how to get you on, and thank God for that, would you give me a little wrestling report, please? I know I've delayed this for a while. Give me a wrestling report, will you, please?
Well, this goes out to everybody that says wrestling has changed or it's not the same. Well, it's professional wrestling. It's an entertainment show. It's going to change. The WWE, as everybody knows, has been an entertainment family show for the last 50 years.
Yeah.
Monday Night Raw started in 1993. It's the longest rated episodic television show in history. They got past their 1,000th episode, I think, in 2012. And things are just picking up. There's a lot of new guys. You know, everybody's like, oh, it's not worth watching because Stone Cold and The Rock left. But it's like a double-edged sword. Stone Cold was getting injured. His career was winding down. And you didn't want Stone Cold being in a position like a guy like Droz or the Dynamite Kid or some of these other old guys who can barely walk now. And then, of course, The Rock, you know, he did his stick in the WWE. He said he didn't want to risk anything, and he said he would always come back. He said he would always want to come back to the company, and basically he wanted to do his movie thing, and he came back and gave back to the business that gave him his whole life. And basically now it's a rebuilding phase. We got new stars. Some still the old guys from the Attitude Era are still there. Kane, Big Show, Chris Jericho, Triple H, all those guys are still there. We got the 30th anniversary of WrestleMania coming up soon.
I know that's a big one for you.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's going to be a lot of fun. They still do the shows on USA Network if you guys missed out. And then they also got SmackDown on Fridays on Sci-Fi. Also, it's announced that they're launching a new WWE Network, which launches on February 24th, the day after the Elimination Chamber. This is the legit, Brian. Think about this. For paying monthly pay-per-views on HD right now, before the network comes out, you would have to pay $675 a year.
Yeah.
And now, with the new WWE Network, each pay-per-view, including all the free archival footage from WCW, World Class Championship Wrestling, NWA, ECW, anything you want, it'll be there. And you only have to pay $9.99 a month.
And that's like averaging out to $100 a year, basically, for all that WWE footage. That's a great offer.
Yeah, and the first offer is WrestleMania 30. Now, no, for anybody's question, no, they're not going to raise the prices for WrestleMania. It's still going to be the same format. But when it comes to the network, it's a 6-month commitment. So basically, you pay for 6 months and you get all the pay-per-views from now all the way to SummerSlam for free.
Oh, that's terrific.
Yeah.
That's absolutely terrific. That's a great offer. I know I talked about this before. Josh Lopez, my super producer, joining me via Skype this morning, and we finally figured it out, folks. Finally figured it out. Had to make some adjustments on my end. So thanks for that. Thanks for the folks joining me here. Snowman in the Morning, presented by Fusion Ions Bands. Fusion Ions, live your best. And also this portion presented by Gigahertz, the official computer solutions company of the Arena Sports Network. Gigahertz, and that's where we come in. Now, speaking of wrestling, I know it's in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome this year, and I know you've had a big you probably had the biggest smile on your face. You going to try to get to New Orleans?
I'm trying my best. I'm trying to save as much money as I can. During that week, it's like a whole week festivity, and I honestly think, from my experience, or if anybody that's been to a WrestleMania outside of their own hometown and actually been a part of the festivities during the week, WWE outdoes the Super Bowl in all phases as far as a weekly big-time event for a show. As far as the production, the magnitude of the situation. I mean, WrestleMania is always one of the top-watched shows of the year, whether you watching it at a theater or you're watching it on your pay-per-view provider. Since I'm graduating in a few weeks, March 20th, and WrestleMania is on April 6th, I was like, Brian, I haven't had a vacation since I graduated high school. I jumped off the two schools. I did school during both of those winter vacations, and I've still been going nonstop, especially still doing the stuff here with ASN and all the stuff I do at my school and the two other shows I host. And, I just I usually don't get to go to a lot of vacations. I just think for all the hard work I've been putting on for the last 3 years, I just think it would be the perfect graduation gift for me to go down to WrestleMania this year.
I hope you make it, man.
WrestleMania 30.
I hope you make it, man. I really hope you make it. Which WrestleMania in the past would you have loved to have seen in person?
In person? Okay, so this will let you know I've been to 3 WrestleManias so far.
Which 3?
I don't remember the first one because I was 3, but WrestleMania 13, 1997, WrestleMania 19 in Seattle. I went there with my dad and my uncle, and WrestleMania 22, of course, which was here in Chicago.
So you had a chance to see Safeco Field.
It's nice. But everything you hear about Seattle is true. It's rainy. It's but it's not as much of a dump as New England, though.
I would think Seattle would be pretty green with all the moisture they get throughout the course of the year.
It's pretty moist out there, but I still think New England's still the dump of the USA. But that's just...
Why do you think New England is such a dump?
It just is. I look at pictures of the city. It's not just because I think the Patriots are...
Oh, my God. I knew that was coming.
But, I don't know. I think it looks like a dump. And then the next closest thing to a dump in the United States is Pittsburgh. I won't get into that right now. Anyway.
That's Josh.
As far as WrestleMania I would want to go to, I would say probably WrestleMania 3 or WrestleMania 20 in New York.
The Silverdome and Madison Square Garden. The one I would love to have seen in person would be WrestleMania 25, and that was Stone Cold's farewell when he rode in on the 4-wheeler and showered him and the broadcast crew with beer. I would also would have loved to have seen Stone Cold and The Rock WrestleMania 15 at First Union Center in Philadelphia. And, of course, 2 years later they were in the Astrodome, and that was an epic match in and of itself. But I plan to make a WrestleMania. That's on my bucket list. I plan to make a WrestleMania. Talking all things wrestling with Josh Lopez here on Snowman in the Morning. This portion presented by Gigahertz, the official computer solutions company of the Arena Sports Network. Gigahertz, and that's where we come in. All right, let's get down to some serious business here, Josh. Now that I have you on with me, I posed a question And I'm going to pose it again, and I want your thoughts on this. Why do you think that women's basketball, be it high school or college, doesn't get as much love as men's basketball does?
Well, I think it's a good way to correlate with the last thing we were talking about, which is wrestling. Whether it's women's basketball or is it like college baseball or college this or college that, whether it's men or girls basketball. Yeah, men get like main coverage throughout the week from ESPN and all the other outlets, but just the magnitude of the fact that the majority of sports fans these days are, in my opinion, stuck in the past. They're like traditionalists. Things have to be this way, have to be done that way. You have to watch this sport. You can't give this sport a chance because it's not like the way it was with this other sport. And there's no balance throughout any of the sports you watch. So I'll admit I didn't give a chance to watch women's basketball for a while, but I have got to watch a couple of games, and I've been to a game or two with you and watched women's volleyball. And the fact is, these girls put as much effort and much heart into the stuff they do each week in their sports as much as the men do.
That's the straight on truth. They put in as much, if not more, work. I've been to a few practices with UIC and last year with Roosevelt and a few other teams. They put in as much, if not more, effort, I believe, than the men do. The men are all about flash. The women are all about substance. And we said it yesterday, and we talked about it yesterday. It's more of a team game with the women. How come? And I know this is a crazy question, but I'm going to go ahead and pose it to you. How come the men don't take a cue from the women and realize that it is a team sport or a team game, whatever the sport is?
It's just the money. It's basically it. Everybody wants to watch dunks. Everybody wants to watch the big block. And it's just everybody's in it for themselves. Especially with the NBA, it's like everybody thinks, oh, the Miami Heat are a great team.
No, they're not.
No, that's not the fact. The fact is Miami came in with each other with three of the top 10 stars in the league, plus adding 3 or 4 other former All-Stars into one team to all feed every single guy in that roster's payroll and their ego. I bet you any of those guys were in the Miami Heat who would be separate teams by themselves would not win the championship.
I believe it.
It includes LeBron James.
It especially includes LeBron James. Jeff adds, because everybody wants to see slam dunks, the flash and the run and gun. Women don't play that way. They play more team ball. Absolutely true. I covered the Chicago Sky last summer, and every game that I went to, highlighted that. And Jeff adds this: women play defense and work harder more than the men do. I agree with that also. Dr. Michael Prince of the Open Mic Broadcast Network joining in with us. And Jeff adds this thought: men's college basketball players are trying to get on ESPN and trying to get to the next level. Women don't care. They're playing the game for the love of the game. And speaking of the love of my life, Liz Rorick, one of our my coordinating producer, is on. And she adds, but can they do that? Can they play fundamentals in the game? It's everything that we spoke of yesterday, and it's even more highlighted, especially given this time and how the men's game has changed, Josh.
Yeah. No, a lot of sports these days, it's all about themselves.
It is.
And it's basically society now. Everybody's in for themselves.
And that's sad.
Anybody with anything, as far as the aspect of life, even sometimes you can't even trust your own family at situations, but you know who you have in your inner circle you could go to for advice or whatever. Yeah. And it's just the fact that society is, and it's unfortunate for me, the fact that I'm still growing up and the fact that I'm still surrounded in a country and society that's so negative about every single thing about life.
Well, except us.
You got to question this. You got to question that. Nothing's ever good enough for this reason or that.
Right. And that's society that society in general. When Josh joined our team, folks, and I'll tell you this story before we go to a break. When Josh joined our team, he was afraid that he would not put on a good performance. Let me put this out there right now. I call Josh my super producer for a reason. He has been fantastic. He has been wonderful. He has been on the ball, and he checks in with me every time. He's saying, Snowman, I'm not going to get any sleep because I want to make sure I put the recaps up. He keeps me on my toes, all right? And Josh is much younger than I, but I would rather trust Josh. I would rather trust Mr. Lopez with helping to produce my show more than anyone else because of the constant contact, which is one thing I've learned from him. Constant contact. He's always shooting ideas to me. Why don't you put this on the show? Can we work this into the show? Can we work this into the show? This is my super producer, period. Okay? This is my super producer, and that's how it's going to be. Dr. Prince with an additional thought. It all starts from the NBA, or they would go back to the basics of the game. It would cause a domino effect. It absolutely would cause a domino effect. We need to have a domino effect in society. All right? We'll come back to this in just a moment. Let me pause for a break. When we come back, it's the Gigahertz question of the day. Uh-oh. Hold on to your seats. Back in a deuce.
You do a lot of thinking on a bike. About your life. Family. Your dreams. One of my dreams came to me on a bike. To open up my own shop. So what happens when you complete a dream? Well, you just start thinking of the next.
Visit DrastichAgency.com or call 219-945-3040 and ask Joel Drasich how you can get all of your insurance under one roof.
At Strachan Van Til, everything we do is designed around you. From the uncompromising freshness down every aisle to the unbeatable quality you'll always find. It's the very best selection from choice meats to bakery. And getting honest value every single day. All with the friendly personal service and the savings that you deserve. That's built around you. That's Strachan Van Til. Visit svtgroceries.com today.
iGo Car Sharing, dedicated to creating a robust and seamlessly integrated transportation system that's ubiquitous, convenient, and affordable for individuals, and provides the region with expanded economic development opportunities and exemplary environmental performance. Since its inception in 2002, iGo has worked to catalyze a set of transportation innovations that make it feasible and desirable for Chicago residents to get around conveniently and economically without having to own a car, and at the same time, reduce vehicle miles traveled and greenhouse gas emissions. A mobility system that is independent of private car ownership requires solutions that use resources efficiently, saves residents money, and decreases the individual and regional ecological footprint. It allows residents to easily choose between multiple modes of transportation to move from point to point quickly, inexpensively, and conveniently. Innovative information technology can integrate both trip planning and service payment across all types of transit, including rail transit, commuter rail, local bus, bus rapid transit, and more. Visit us online at igocars.org and find a location nearest you. iGo Cars, Chicago's only hometown nonprofit car sharing company.
Oh, well, everybody's heard about the bird. Bird, bird, bird. The bird's a word. Oh, well, a bird, bird, bird. Bird is a word. Oh, well, a bird, bird, bird. Well, a bird is a word. Oh, well, a bird, bird, bird.
Don't ask. Five minutes before the second hour, and I actually heard this on a clip where they were talking about Larry Bird on an old basketball game that I watched. The Celtics were set to play the Detroit Pistons, and this is the song that they used for a couple of Larry Bird highlights. Josh Lopez, my producer, joins me via Skype, and we are this portion presented by TCF Bank, the official bank of the Arena Sports Network. Snowman in the Morning. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/snowmaninthemorning and /Arena Sports 13. All right, Josh, tail end of the first hour. You know what's coming up. It's time for the Gigahertz question of the day, and it's presented by Gigahertz, the official computer solutions company of the Arena Sports Network.
Hey,
now,
hey, can I run out to that song, though, for my WrestleMania?
I'll cue it up again. I'll have it running in the background while we do the question of the day.
About the bird.
You want to play this at Exelon? Have some of the kids run out to it?
Yeah, right now.
I bet you the parents will be dancing.
I know, right?
I bet you the parents will be.
Steal your microphone, though.
They ain't stealing my microphone. I'll beat somebody up for that. Yeah, but I mean this jokingly. Yeah, but that parent had a little help in stealing my microphone.
Sorry about that.
Come on. You know I'm going to have fun with that one.
I know.
All right. With the surfing bird in the background, it's time for the Gigahertz question of the day. Once again, presented by Gigahertz before we go to the second hour. And it goes a little something like this. Now, we've left nothing to chance on the Gigahertz question of the day. Talked everything from breakfast food to video games to wrestling entrances to Super Bowl entrances. Everything from the Charleston to the Carlton, everything. So I'm going to go back to the video game realm for our question of the day. And the question of the day is this. If you could have a character in the Super Mario series, who is it?
Oh, man. As far as me, I would be a dancing but aggressive Bowser. Dude, I could do the Charleston, but I could still throw you.
Let me throw a couple of additional thoughts here. Dr. Prince, going back to our conversation about the NBA, there should be a minimum to even enter the NBA. You must have at least an associate's degree. That way the guys could at least be halfway done with their education. Not 2 years of college, but a degree. Liz Rorick adds this. What happened to the old school way where they played as a team instead of playing for themselves? Michael Jordan wouldn't be who he is without playing as a team player, and Phil Jackson got him to realize that. All right. Here's the question of the day once again, and Josh has already given me an answer. If everybody, the popularity of the Super Mario Brothers is off the charts. Off the charts, okay? If you could have a character in the Super Mario series, who would it be? And Josh, repeat your answer for me, please, because it's hilarious.
Well, basically, I would do a running man Bowser.
A dancing Bowser?
Running aggressive Bowser.
An aggressive Bowser.
I had to get you laugh, man. That's classic.
Oh, gracious. Oh, boy.
Can I have some Jabberwockies come with me, too?
You said that yesterday.
No, I mean in the games, though.
Can you pull that off?
I don't know.
Would they be able to pull that off? Okay, let me answer my own question.
Should be no reason why not.
What else would you be doing?
I don't know. Trying to get some girls. Collect a lot of points.
Yeah, and a lot of coins.
And bash a lot of those little, what do you call those? Toads or beans? I don't know. Those like little things that Mario jumps on all the
time. Yeah.
I would do that.
Oh, well, you do that?
Just walk through them. It's like a...
Oh, gracious. I think, you know what? I would just have to be Mario for a very simple reason. When you jump, you get to punch the daylights out of anything and everything that's in the way. That's what that's what I'd be. I'd be Mario. You still with me, Josh? I think I lost him.
No, I'm still here.
Okay, there you go. What did you do? Blow up your microphone?
No, I was just muting it, so I was typing down my rundown for
Oh,
today.
okay. Oh, so you got work to do also, don't you?
Yeah, but I'm fine talking here.
Oh man, I would have to be Mario. I would have to be, for the simplest of reasons. Like I said, when you jump, you punch anything is in the way.
Yeah.
That's what I do. Ron Murchison is back with us.
Merch.
Yes, the merch is here. The merch
would he
is
have a
here.
Cub in there?
Huh?
Would he have a Chicago Cub in there?
You know what? Let's find out. Hey, merch, knowing that you're tuning in, if you could have a character in the Super Mario Brothers video game series, who would it be? Part 1 and Part 2. Would he have something related to the Cubs? Would he be wearing something related to the Cubs? I think I know the answer to this, but we're going to go to a break. When we come back, let's go back to our NBA/society talk and really get these folks educated on how things used to be, should be, compared to how they are. Our Gigahertz question of the day can be found on our show page at thearenasportsnetwork.com/SITM and our Facebook page, facebook.com/snowmaninthemorning. We're going to get serious in 3.
Some statistics are surprising, some are unbelievable, and some are simply unacceptable. Right now, nearly 30% of U.S. students aren't finishing high school. Nearly 30%. And that's the average. In many places, it's even higher than that. And fixing it is a responsibility that we all share. This is President Obama, and I urge everyone, not just parents, but friends and neighbors and family members, to take responsibility for encouraging the high school students in your communities, to support them, challenge them, push them a little, and do whatever it takes to help them make it through. Because this is one statistic we simply can't afford to ignore.
You can do your part by going to boostup.org and sending an email, a text message, or even a wake-up call to a student at risk of dropping out. Go to boostup.org and provide the boost that's needed to make it to graduation. A message from the U.S. Army and the Ad Council.
Want to get your rankings in the truest form? Want to get the best college news without all the fluff? Then tune into Swamp's Collegiate Sports Show. Join Kevin the Swamp Rat Horan as he ranks all the collegiate sports, from football to basketball and baseball to cross country, soccer, and so much more. Don't forget to visit www.kevinhoranrankings.com and sign up for his newsletter buzzing across the country. So if you want the best college news and rankings and see how the pros are outsmarted, tune into Swamp's Collegiate Sports Show. The Swamp Rat ranks them right every Wednesday night at 8 on the Arena Sports Network.
My name is Matt Rencars, and I'm the founder of Fusion Ions. We are so confident that you're going to love our bands, we want you to try one risk-free so you can see for yourself how powerful these bands really are. Don't wait. Go to FusionIons.com to find out how you can receive your very own free Fusion Ions band. Take advantage before they are gone. FusionIons.com. That's FusionIonz.com.
Hey, can I talk to you for a second? Come on over. How do you feel about mobile banking?
If I could sum it up in one word, easy. It's so convenient. I actually do a lot of my banking on a mobile app.
Yeah, it's really helpful. I love mobile banking. With the TCF mobile app, you can bank anytime, anywhere. So how would you use it?
If I need to check my balance really quick, or if I need to transfer funds really quick, I'll whip out my phone and do the little app.
At the airport yesterday when my flight got canceled and I needed to buy another ticket.
What's the craziest place where you've banked on your phone?
In the bathroom before I got in the shower.
Yeah.
Probably a plane when you're not supposed to be on your phone. They tell you to turn it off.
In bed.
I was in Morocco in the middle of the desert.
Morocco?
Yeah.
There isn't a crazy place for mobile banking. It's convenient.
Download the free TCF mobile app for your smartphone and tablet. Switch to the home of free checking today. For locations and more information, call 1-855-OPEN-TCF or go to tcfbank.com. TCF Bank. Surprisingly connected. Member FDIC.
Arena Sports. Sometimes the question of the day can just take over the whole show. As soon as Merch checked in, he's heard the question of the day, and this is his answer. This is one of the reasons why I'm laughing. I can remember only one person, and that was Mario. I was too busy drowning or missing a cliff to remember anyone else. But the best answer, and I know I'm being biased. Well, here's one of the best answers. The one Merch just gave me, and the one my honey just said. I would be the princess to keep Mario in line. Who said he would be Mario? Yeah, this guy. That's my Liz. I love her dearly. Second half of Snowman in the Morning. My super producer Josh Lopez is with me. Hey, Josh, wake up.
I am up.
Oh, you are?
You gotta play that Todd Rundgren. You're gonna tell me that.
You know I'm gonna play that like crazy when we go to Exelon on Friday. You know that, right?
I know, man. It's gonna be fun.
It is gonna be fun. That's this Friday, 5 p.m. Boys JV Championship on the line, and you will hear it from Exelon Gym. Josh and I will be on the call for that one. Now then. I said we would get serious, but you know what? The heck with that. Let's have some fun. Let's give some people some laughs this morning as we kick off the second half of the show.
Well,
all right?
I could apply that.
Now then, one of my favorite shows of all time was The Muppet Show. And anybody that remembers The Muppet Show can identify with some of the characters there. So for part 2 of our question of the day, and I know I'm going to get a great answer from Liz on this one. Who is your favorite cat? Which character identifies you from The Muppet Show? If you remember The Muppet Show and you remember the characters there, which character identifies you? For me, there would be 2 of them. One would be Kermit because he's running the show. The other would be Animal because he's just that crazy.
All right. Hey, can I try this really quick? Let's see. Me. Ba, ba, da, da, da. Ba, 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 da. As far as me, I would be a mixture of Fozzie the Bear because I'm funny and lovable, but at the same time, I'll be Animal because I'm a really aggressive musician. No, I'm kidding.
I've been waiting to zap him with that with him on the air with me for 2 months. See, this is payback for you getting me laughing out loud, okay?
Or when we were talking about the Jazzy Jeff and Uncle Bill.
Yeah, I got to find that sound next. Again, second question of the day, which Muppets character identifies you? Oh, Merch gave me a great answer. One of the old men who used to sit in the balcony talking about people. Who would be that today, though, in our circle? Who would be those 2 old men up in the balcony?
Fitz?
I think Fitz and Merch would do it, but they'd have a funny twist to it.
Uh-huh.
They'd have a funny twist to it.
Hey, can we have Patrick and Ruben up there? They're kind of little meanies.
That would be unfair. 4 against 2.
I would like it, actually.
Oh, gracious. You know what? You're going to love this one, Josh.
All right.
If those 2 were up there, along with Merch and Fitz, everybody would be saying 3 words.
Hey, you know, going back to our little wrestling conversation, the Muppets got to guest host of Monday Night Raw a few years ago, and this Monday, Betty White will be on Monday Night Raw.
Wait, what? What?
Yes, Betty White will be a guest star on Monday Night Raw, man. This should be so funny.
Oh, that's going to be hilarious.
Just like when Bob Barker was here in Chicago.
You know what? I loved that episode. Anyone who knows me knows I love The Price is Right from the Bob Barker era. When he did Raw, I could not stop laughing. And I bet everybody that was on the roster that evening had a ball doing that episode.
Uh-huh.
We would take Ron gives me this thought. We would take the Cubs-Sox rivalry to a new level. Oh my gracious.
We would have to dissolve the Cubs, though.
But then it wouldn't be a rivalry, though. That wouldn't be nice.
Well,
I mean, Ron would be a little mad.
I know.
He'd be a lot mad.
But these are not
You know what?
anymore.
How about this? How about this?
Across Zambrano fighting everybody on the field.
How about this? We got a fellow from San Diego with Jeff Escal. We got Ron Murchison, Cubs fan, Padres fan. I wonder if I can find some clips from the '84 NLCS to play during the show. That would not take a while. I will not comment on the Betty White thing. Dr. Prince is getting in on the fun. Also, I know Liz's answer to the question of which character she'd be. Miss Piggy, for a very simple reason. Every time I would get out of line, she would chop me. She would chop me to bits. And more often than not, with some of the practical jokes I've been somewhat able to get away with.
Hey, Merch, by the way, we can't do Mae Young or Fabulous Moon combination with Betty White because Mae Young passed away a couple weeks ago.
All right. This is what we do for a couple of hours, folks, just to take a little stress out of your day. Join us each morning, 14 after the second hour, here on Snowman in the Morning, presented by Fusion Ions Bands. Fusion Ions, live your best. Josh Lopez, my super producer, joining me. Jump online in the chat with us. Ron Murchison's in the house, along with Jeff Escal of Sports World Radio, Dr. Prince of the Open Mic Broadcast Network, the love of my life, and my coordinating producer, Liz Roaring, in with us as well.
Hi, Liz.
Can you imagine oh, my God. Dr. Prince, that's a great question. Can you imagine Animal Full of Crown?
No, please, no.
You would think Animal's Full of Crown the way that he is.
No.
You would think Animal's Full of Crown the way that he is, and Dr. Prince puts this thought in our heads? Holy cats.
Folks, this is what we do here.
Wait a minute. I got a better.
You got to smile, man. Leave the little depressing and mad move stuff out the window, man.
You gotta smile. And I said no script this morning, so we're just taking it and running with it, okay? Animal Full of Crown. He wouldn't be able to play the drums, I'll tell you that much.
Uh-huh.
Can you imagine Kermit Full of Crown? No. Even better. Oh, my God. Cookie Monster on crack. Oh, my God. Why don't we just take our favorite characters from all our favorite shows and put them with a substance and see what happens? I think that'll be the rest of the second half of the show.
Hey, Big Bird on Crown Royal.
No. Big Bird on steroids.
He already on steroids.
Big Bird on steroids. Or on Crown Royal. I don't know. No, even better. No. Big Bird on tequila.
Oh, God, no. Hey, how about Clark the Bear, though?
Say it again.
Clark the Bear.
Oh, my God. Clark the Bear is Clark the Bear. He doesn't need an extra substance. But if you want to load him up with one.
Well, since everybody hates him and
hold on,
talk crap about him.
And he's in Wrigleyville, which gives me an idea.
All right.
Clark the Bear in a vat full of beer.
Oh God.
And Dr. Prince gave me a better one. Big Bird on Speed. We're having fun with this, folks. We're just having fun with this. Wait a minute.
The people in the tents do not represent the thoughts of the Arena Sports Network.
Oh no! Oh no! I think we got one, and Dr. Prince is running with it. You ready? Since you said you would be Fozzie Bear on the Chronic.
I'm fine with that. A little Chronic. Yeah.
And this all started with Dr. Prince's suggestion. Look, the mascot. If you're along in the chat with us, folks, you'll know why we're laughing. But Ronald Merchant said the mascot has no balls. Oh, that is an why, Ronald? Why are you putting this on a silver platter?
PG show.
Why are you putting this on a silver platter? Knowing how much I love picking on you about loving the Cubs, but he knows that. But any Cub fan that meets me knows I do it in fun. I do it in pure, unadulterated fun. 18 after the hour here on Snowman in the Morning. We're just taking all of our favorite characters from back in the day and combining them with a banned substance and running with it and see how far we can run with it. Oscar on meth. Oh, Lord.
You think Elmo would take a nickel?
No.
So I'd run on speed.
I don't. Wait a minute. How about this one? Oscar on meth.
Oh. Why meth? My friends always said heroin yet. You have to make a stop there.
How would that pan out?
Oscar on meth. I think. Oh man, I don't even know.
Okay, Oscar on meth. We got Cookie Monster on crack. These are just playful combinations, folks.
Uh-huh.
It all started with Dr. Prince saying, "Can you imagine animal full of crown?" And of course, we're speaking of Crown Royal. That's how it all started. And I said Big Bird on to
20. We're talking about Crown Royal and meth.
I know. At 20 beyond the morning hour. Oh, gracious. Oh, you know what? We talked about Big Bird being on speed.
Uh-huh.
I hate to do this, but I'm going to.
PG show now.
No. I have to do this.
All right, go ahead.
I have to do this. Elmo on speed.
Oh, no. No. Oh, no. Why? Why?
I think I just zapped Josh for the first time.
I should throw you out of your house all the way from the west side of Chicago.
Why?
I'll film the Chanty Chef for that.
Oh, why would you do that?
Come on, man. We gotta follow the slate now. No, I'm kidding.
I'm trying to, but this is too much fun.
I know it's fun.
This is too much fun. You know it is.
No.
Oh.
Thanks all the guys in the comments on the chat for all the comments. We do appreciate
Oh my!
it.
I think all our fans are appreciating it also. Listen, Ron Murchison adds Clark gets his stuff from Balco, like Barry Bonds, even though it's closed.
Hey, but will he deny that he did it like Roger Clemens did?
Right. Oh man, this Dr. Prince, this is when we're all going to hell. Okay. Okay, let's move this to cartoons.
Cartoons.
And combine some of the same substances. Yeah, how's this for a combination?
Right,
Fred
good.
Flintstone full of Crown Royal.
Barney on crack.
But no, Barney on speed.
No, Daffy Duck on speed.
Oh, Jesus. He's Wait, the old guys from the Muppet Show in the balcony full of a combination of Crown Royal and tequila.
Now, that's a deadly combination right there. Brian, you can get all these poor cartoon animals dead before you know one of these guys get Lou Gehrig's disease.
I know. All right, here you go. And we talked about a lot of characters. And Dr. Prince started this putting Cookie Monster on crack, all right?
All right.
Now I got so many ideas in my head of these are crazy crossovers. Okay, what did you say Daffy Duck was on? You put Daffy Duck on speed?
Yeah.
Give Bugs Bunny a shot of it.
Well, we can't do Tasmanian Devil. He's already on speed. But
Okay, combine it with steroids.
Steroids? Oh, boy.
Combine the Tasmanian Devil with speed and steroids, and what do you get?
Oh. LeBron James.
Oh, my God. Oh, Lord. Dr. Prince has to depart. He's got to get ready for his show, The Sports Report. That'll come at 10 a.m. Central Time, 11 Eastern. Thanks for joining us, Mike. We always appreciate you, brother. Oh no. Wait till I read you what Ron just... Did you see what Ron just typed in the chat? Wilma and Betty bulimic.
Oh, come on.
That's not fair. That's not fair at all. Let's go one step further. George Jetson on steroids.
Oh, man. Lola Bunny on crack plus Bugs Bunny on speed.
Lola Bunny on crack and Bugs Bunny on speed.
Oh, there you go. There's one for you and Liz right there. Lola Bunny and Bugs Bunny. Ready to love before Valentine's Day.
Oh,
All
no!
right.
Oh, no! Oh, no! Okay. Dr. Prince gave us a parting shot.
All right, go ahead.
Elmer Fudd on meth.
Elmer. I forgot about it. Oh, man.
Elmer Fudd on meth.
What would you do with Southpaw, the White Sox mascot?
Cook him with crack.
All right.
How about that? But see, Southpaw's a wolf.
I know.
He'd probably get over that in a few minutes and still be ready to go. Thank you, Dr. Prince, for joining us.
Back in the air.
Oh, gracious.
Glad to be back on the air.
Glad to have you back on. Glad to have you back on, my friend. It's a blast having you. It is an absolute blast having you. While we're combining cartoon characters and crazy substances, oh no. Even Jeff is getting in on the fun. Cupid on dust. Even Jeff is getting in on the fun.
What kind of dust, though? That's the question. Graveyard dust?
Angel dust. I knew that would be the answer.
Angel dust. Oh, boy.
Okay. How about Wolverine on speed?
Brian, I have a 3-hour radio show I got to do soon, and you're just getting my head all messed up with all these drugs and making me loopy. I'm not even doing anything.
You're in on the fun.
I know, but it's barely 8:30 in the morning.
I know that.
This is
Did you
not
like
South
my
Park? This is not Beavis and Butthead.
and you wonder why we have so much fun doing this.
I know.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Popeye on steroids. Can you imagine the roid rage coming from him?
Well, he's already angry, but...
Mix the You know what, Jeff? Try this. Mix the steroids with the spinach, and what do you get?
Macaroni cheese.
Popeye on steroids.
Ooh, I remember.
How? That just wouldn't be fair.
Mm-hmm.
He's got 20-inch forearms as it is. He's got a lot of natural strength. Combine that with when he eats spinach, his strength gets even more stupid. But now add this. This is how you talk steroids in the morning on our show, folks, and have fun with it.
Rafael Palmeiro endorses this message.
And we got to go to a break. Oh, man.
Bazinga.
And...
Ding dong, the witch is dead.
Hadouken.
Hadouken.
How about that?
Bazinga.
Back in a deuce.
Want to get your rankings in the truest form? Want to get the best college news without all the fluff? Then tune into Swamp's Collegiate Sports Show. Join Kevin the Swamp Rat Horan as he ranks all the collegiate sports, from football to basketball and baseball to cross country, soccer, and so much more. Don't forget to visit www.kevinhoranrankings.com and sign up for his newsletter buzzing across the country. So if you want the best college news and rankings and see how the pros are outsmarted, tune in to Swamp's Collegiate Sports Show. The Swamp Rat ranks them right every Wednesday night at 8 on the Arena Sports Network.
Region Signs is a company specializing in the design and manufacturing of custom signage and identification. Located conveniently in downtown Whiting, Region Signs services and promptly delivers to many companies in Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana. They're also an ASI company with thousands of promotional companies ready to supply any of your identification needs. For more information, call 219-473-1616.
Need a car in a pinch? Need to get somewhere fast? Don't rent a car, share a car with iGo. iGo provides the convenience and flexibility of having a car without the hassles of owning one. Members have 24-hour access to a fleet of iGo cars in reserved parking spaces all over Chicago and in 4 suburbs. iGo pays for the gas, premium insurance, maintenance, and 24-hour assistance. It's very simple and a great service to take advantage of. All you have to do is pick a plan, reserve a vehicle, and drive off. See? Easy. If you want more info, just visit igocars.org and start sharing today. iGo Cars, Chicago's only hometown nonprofit car sharing company.
Gotta keep them separated.
This is getting ridiculous. Jeff Ascal has struck again when he gives us Mr. Ed on ketamine. That's just not fair. That is not fair at all. Snowman in the morning, 31 beyond the second hour. We are presented by Fusion Ions Bands. Fusion Ions, live your best. And I think that it's a good idea to close with this. To the fans that have listened to us over the course of these 90 wacky minutes, we thank you. To the ones that want to listen, don't be afraid to. To the ones that listen but find something wrong with it, Okay, give us the criticism and we'll correct it. But don't sell us short, which is what a couple people tried to do yesterday on my ride to UIC. That is just not cool to do, because what it does, it makes us even more determined. Merch, my super producer, Josh Lopez, Jeff Escal, Liz, Dr. Prince, everybody that's in this circle has been doubted by someone, and it makes them work that much harder to get to where we need to get to. Everyone that has come along for the ride and continues to come along for the ride each morning knows what's in store, knows what to do. We do our business and keep on doing it. This show, we've had a lot of fun. We have fun every day, don't get me wrong. We have fun every day doing this. But I think this one is very special because, again, we went without a script and went with the flow of everything that's going on. We talked everything from Olympics to Muppets. I got a very disturbing email yesterday from someone who claims to be a fan, and all he did was tear down the show. How dare you, and shame on you to the person who wrote that email. Don't you know you just serve as motivation for us to keep going? Did you hear the show this morning? Did you hear all the fun that we had this morning? That is in your face. That is in the face of anyone who doubts us. Anyone who doubts us and what we're doing. And shame on you for doubting us. Mike Hearn was in the chat yesterday. You know, Jeff Escal joined me yesterday. He joined me this morning. I plan to have him back on the show. I mentioned Josh, my super producer, everyone that comes on for the ride with us each and every morning when we get things started at 8 a.m. Eastern and 7 Central. We're here to do one thing, or two things. One, we're here to have fun. Number two, we're here to provide a very unique sports show. Unique in the sense that all of the major headlines are talked about by everybody else. We hit the headlines they don't talk about and the subjects they don't talk about, and in many cases are afraid to. That's what we do. And that's what we're going to continue to do. My message on Monday was never to stop dreaming. Message on Tuesday, never to stop believing. Brian Payon, my buddy from Florida, once you stop believing, the dream dies. Well, this ain't dying. In fact, it's getting stronger with all the folks that are coming aboard. When you get some people that believe in the vision that you want to put together, you cannot be stopped, and we won't be stopped. We will not be stopped. You just got a bunch of folks that got sick and tired of the status quo in this country. We talked about it earlier today, how everyone is out for the individual, which is sad how society has fallen. But in our little society that we have here at ASN, we're not all about that. This is a team effort. If one goes down, the other steps up. And believe me, people have stepped up for me when I was going through some very personal turmoil. I'm still going through it right now, but Josh got in my head and said, you have to keep going with this. You have to be consistent with this. Liz got in my ear and said, the only way you'll disappoint me is if you stop doing this. Merch, Fitz, everybody that has come on board has left. We've gotten mostly positive comments about what we're doing. We went through a stretch where we had some fools leave some negativity. And Josh said it earlier today. You get sick and tired of being in a place that's full of negativity. You get so tired and you get so angry at it that you only have one reply, and that is to keep working hard. That is to keep doing what you do. And forgive the way I'm going to phrase this. That is to keep busting your ass to get to the top of that first mountain. And yes, I said first mountain because we got a couple of them to climb.
Keep going, bro. Tell them.
We got a couple of them to climb, okay? When this all comes together late in the spring, I'm not going to have Josh on Skype. I'm going to have him in studio with me. When this all comes together, when this operation, and someone actually called it a fly-by-night operation. Oh, really? You're going to take 18 years of efforts put in by two black men, yes, I'm going there, that formed a company in 1995 and stuck with it throughout all the turmoil going on in their lives, and you're going to call it a fly-by-night operation because you don't see the dollar signs coming in? Really? What the hell has gotten into your head? Unless you get a kick out of trying to bring people down. And what you don't realize is that you piss them off even more and make them work even harder to get to where they need to get to. See, there's one thing that people need to understand, and they better understand this quickly. When we got this started in 1995, we knew the goals of what we had. Were they big ones? Oh, yeah. They're still big goals. Big ones. But that's what kept us going. And that is what is going to keep us going. With the small circle that we have, when this really takes off, people are going to want to put their hands in the pot, and those hands are going to be met by one big-ass bear trap. You should know better than to try to stick your hands in someone's pockets when you were not a part of the foundation building. When you were not a part of building the foundation. And let me borrow the nature boy Ric Flair for a minute. When you are not a part of the blood, sweat, and tears that have been put in by the many people that have come through this organization, through the ISNet era and now the ASN era for 18 seasons. When you were not a part of the foundation, when you were not a part of the foundation building, and then you're seeing all this take off, and it frightens you. It frightens you to the point that you want to be a part of the team when you should have been a part of the team well before now, because you see the payoff coming. And just because the payoff is coming does not mean that you're going to be a part of it. As individuals, we all have people in our lives that love to be a part of the finished product and not help build the product. We all have people that once upon a time believed in what we were believing in, but they don't see the instant payoff, so they pull back. And yet when the payoff happens, they're right in your face. Oh, really? Not this time. It will not happen this time. When you try to stick your hand in our face, saying you are a part of the foundation building, when you did not put one red cent of time into what we're doing. Not one. The folks who are in charge, the board that I'm putting together, we don't get much sleep. And here's another thing that gets on my nerves. All this is predicated on people that love doing what we do. Unfortunately, we live in a society that is predicated on money, that is predicated on status, that is predicated on that quote-unquote upgrade. And if you're not a part of the upgrade, you're not a part of the club. George Carlin said it best in one of his final specials. It's a big club, and you ain't in it. People of this society will try to tell you what you should be doing instead of letting them be adults to follow their heart of what they want to be doing. It is okay to offer suggestions. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, please. It is okay to offer suggestions. I love suggestions if it promotes a positive atmosphere and they can be taken and used constructively. But when your suggestions become flat out what you should do, that's a problem. And it's a problem because you're taking people's choices away. And it gets on their nerves when we decide to rebel and take our choices back. Why? Because we are standing as one. Like a big crowd in the old Chicago Stadium, or Jeff's here online with me, like a big crowd in old Jack Murphy Stadium, or in the Superdome where WrestleMania is. When we stand as one against all opposition, the opposition has no chance. In all honesty, even when we were going through the ISNet era, we were counted out before we were even counted into the media realm. Now that we're in, now that we're getting some of the people that we need to get, now that the foundation is being built, there are people that are still counting us out. And you know how they do it? They try to use personal situations to get in your head. There's a couple people that's familiar with my personal situation right now and trying to use it against me, saying, why don't you just give this up? And it's like, why do you even bother? Because it's not going to happen. It just simply will not happen. But when all this takes off, do not be surprised. And with that in mind,
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Oh, man. Wasn't that great, kid?
got another great show lined up for you tomorrow morning. We'll talk all things college basketball. Mike Lyle will join me for Lyle Files Live and all other kinds of good stuff. Thanks to everybody that joined us today, including Josh Lopez, my super producer. Thanks to Dr. Michael Prince, who's on. And thank you, everybody. Love you all. We will talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day. God bless. And remember to make your next move your best move. So long, everybody.